episode 12 of the Zip-a-dee-doo Revue. This week, we are bringing you part 2 of our D23 coverage by getting our hands stamped and leaving those theme parks, because you know that we are dedicated to all things Disney.
Not just parks.
We are going to talk about Disney legends, Disney animation, Disney video games, Disney live-action movies. Mm-hmm. Not in that order, but that's a good rundown. And of course, we crack a drink. We also crack some jokes. My name is Nate. I don't think I've said that before.
I think you have.
No, I don't think I've mentioned what my name is.
I think you have.
My name is Nate. With me, as always, directly to my right, is someone I would consider a Zip-a-dee-doo Revue legend.
Not a Disney legend?
Also a Disney legend.
Okay.
It's
We're
an
not to that
eliter. It's an
level yet.
eliter company.
Yeah, we're not to that level yet. I understand.
It's Emily. How do you do, Emily?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, very, very good. How was your Disney week?
Oh, God. Did we do anything Disney related this week?
I did a few things.
I mean, I know you did, but I mean, I have to tell you, I've never been so disappointed in Zoom Zoom as when I was playing and just mid-game
11:59.
it stopped because the new game, what is that called?
It's the cutoff. You were right at the
but
cutoff.
what is it? It's the event. The new event.
Yes.
It wasn't new, I guess, but the end of the event happened and I was done. There was no
As
doing
you
anything.
settled in for a long winter's night.
Yeah, I was so close to it. I was on the last card. I'm so mad because you got this stupid pen. And we've talked about this before in previous podcasts, is that I think I like the game just because I want to beat you.
Every time I get the pen, it's this stupid game. And then every time you get the pen,
but let's
it's
be real.
I am the master of this game.
Okay, what was the event before Beauty and the Beast?
I think it was something to do with not Star Wars. It was
whatever it was. I'm just saying, like in like the past 3 events, you have hands down gotten like every character.
I have
done so well, and I don't know
free
how
time.
many. Yes, I don't know. No, not even the free time. I'm just saying, like, I try to buy characters with the coins, and I don't get the event characters.
Oh, no, you get screwed in the random event character buying.
Well,
other Disney week news.
I watched.
Go
sorry.
ahead. I have
I'm
Disney
sorry.
Week news, but you have Disney Week
Well, I was
news
gonna
also.
say, I think we also did a lot of like YouTube watching.
Oh, tons
But
of it.
I think that's always like Zoom, YouTube.
I think we've mentioned this before. We are done with cable. We got rid of our cable. I am interested in finding a way to buy Disney XD now that DuckTales is coming back, by the way. I am going to buy some sort of Disney XD pass somehow.
Yeah.
Or find a friend who has cable.
Yeah, give us your password, please.
Or befriend a person with cable. Fool them, long con them into thinking they're my friend, and then stealing their cable password, watching 11 episodes of DuckTales, and then saying, "Awoo, did the dangers out to find you."
I love it.
Anyway, my Disney week was comprised of getting a couple of books.
Yeah.
From Amazon.
Snow White was one.
Well, yeah, one from the Prime Day that finally made it here, because I opted for not the fast shipping. It's the some sort of DK the Disney book. I haven't I have not been able to flip through it very much, but I believe there is Disney stuff in the Disney book.
I was going to buy it for your birthday, and you bought it on Prime
you're going to have to
Day.
think of something else. Maybe cash, maybe a nice check for cash.
That's not happening.
And then my second Disney book I bought is the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs compendium of the art and the making of, and that is going to come in very handy when we really kick off that 1440
when
podcast.
You kick off that
when I kick off that 1440 podcast.
We have decided that might not be my
fort.
cup of tea.
Yeah, it's not it's not what you're passionate about, and that's okay.
That's all right.
I think I talked about it on episode 3 or 4 of the 1440.
Now you hit once, when you're 120 movies in and you hit Tangled, I'm all aboard.
You got it.
Actually, I might even hit you up.
Please don't hit me.
1440.
Do not hit me.
During Cinderella, whenever you get to it. That's like a few movies in. So
yeah, that's not too far in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do that.
Very good.
Oof, that's Snow White. That's rough.
Anyway, 1440, FOURTEEN 40. Go ahead. Whatever that is. That is our attempt, or now my attempt, to look at every classic Disney animation movie minute by minute, and have episode by episode of each minute. And I think the Making of Snow White book is really going to help that a lot. So I'm looking forward to that. Books out of the way. I also went and saw Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Spider-Man is Marvel.
Yeah, it's Marvel. It's Disney Marvel now. I know. I saw it by myself.
I just go through these,
Speaking of things you're not interested in.
No. I know. God. I just go, through these, oh, yeah, I'm glad that Marvel is part of Disney. Oh, I hate that Marvel is part of Disney. I don't know. I'm, bipolar for it.
Sure. Well, hey, when you're going to really hate it is when DCA...
They put a Spider-Man somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I go junk punch him.
When when your fun wheel is covered in spider web.
No, it's going to be Mike Wazowski's fun wheel.
Mike Wazowski's spider web.
If you don't know what we're talking about, how mad that I am this Pixar peer, please listen to the episode before this.
Episode 11 out. Check episode 11 out.
But isn't that weird? Sometimes I get weird moments of oh yeah, Marvel is Disney now, because it feels like a complete separate entity.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a strange thing, and I think we're just starting to see the implications in DCA.
Yeah.
And where will we see it in Florida?
I think it's going to be all over. I mean, Epcot, they're going to have the Guardians in Epcot.
Yep, that's right. We talked about that last episode.
I think they'll probably find some way to put it into Hollywood Studios to be named something else in the future. Something.
Maybe a California theme, because they just announced that part of that old New York area is going to be a California themed,
which will be really
tap house
cool.
bar.
Yeah. That's I was really excited about that when I heard that.
Oh no, that's
just
cool.
Another good place to drink.
Oh, anytime you want to bring craft beers to any area of the park and theme them, that's fine by me.
I mean, if we're already going to be paying a pretty penny for a drink in Disney terms, at least let's make it a good beverage.
Oh, pretty penny.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what I'm getting into going to Disney and paying $12 for a cocktail. I know that.
What?
But why not have a whole area of craft beer?
I'm going to put you on spot here. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. We'll edit out all of the pausing, so don't worry about it.
All right. What's my best drink?
Nope. What?
I have those listed.
What is the one bar in Disney World? I think we've hit them all in Disneyland. What's your one bar, or in Disneyland, that you have not been to that you want to go to?
Oh, shoot. I think we've hit a lot of them.
I think we have hit a lot of them, and I'm proud of that.
Pressure.
Hotel would probably be a good place to think.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of is hotel, because I think I've hit them all in the parks.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of sound like an alcoholic.
Not at all.
But I gotta say, I've had them all in, I've had all the places you can drink in Grand Floridian, including Victoria and Albert's.
Uh-huh. Well, look at you.
I've had all the places in Contemporary, Wave, and then Contemporary Grill. Mm-hmm. Contemporary Grill? California Grill.
No, it's a Contemporary California Grill.
If they ever renamed it, I would be very sad. Don't take what we're saying, Disney.
The Grill of Contemporaries.
I mean, technically, if we're getting that technical, I haven't drank at Trader Sam's in Disney World, only in Disneyland.
Yes, that's true.
I mean,
over at the Polynesian. That's true.
Same concept. So I would like to say that I've had it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you know what? Mm-hmm. Let me just go ahead and say, the majority of Disney Springs Boathouse, Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar.
Oh, I want to go to Jock Lindsay's so bad.
Homecoming.
Yep.
How many? The moonshine there. Are you kidding me? They make their own moonshine. I can't name enough places I haven't drank yet because it just opened. Oh,
guys.
and even that, the Animal Kingdom bar.
That's what I was thinking. Nomad Lounge. Yeah. Guys, invest in this podcast because in future episodes, we are going to go nuts.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be...
at bars around the Disney resort.
PG-13 balls to the walls.
I was for some reason thinking the Italian, like a wine bar that was separate from the main restaurant. It's like a wine cellar, and it's in Epcot, and we haven't been there. It's I think it's new since we've last gone, or we just passed it up.
Le Cellier?
No, it's in Italy. It's like a wine bar in Italy.
Oh, we've never done that.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be this private...
I guess that would be better if we did Drink Around the World to have a wine tasting in Italy than the peach Bellini that we had.
Yeah, sure.
It was just like, let's have this.
Oh, I can't have any more Italian beer either. We
didn't have
beer.
it. We both had peach Bellini.
I've had it before, that Italian beer, and I just can't. I can't drink it. But yeah, we had peach Bellinis.
Yeah, that was what we had. Maybe one we've talked about having a whole episode devoted to Drink Around the World, and I don't know if we will wait till we do another Drink Around the World, but or
a preview of
a preview, maybe what we did before and then what we do after. But we will, like, if you are listening, we do plan to have an episode
devoted for that.
Send us
your checks. Link into our PayPal because we are going to go.
Actually, maybe we'll do it would be really cool to do like a top, these are where people like to drink in the World Showcase. Yeah. Okay, let me say this. Let's count to 3.
1.
And we're going to say at the same time your favorite showcase to drink at. And then we'll do mine.
Oh, wait, my favorite showcase to drink at?
Yeah, not favorite showcase.
Oh,
but one to drink
no. At. Okay, my favorite showcase to drink at. I'm going
to guess. Okay. Like, we'll say yours at the same time. I'm going to try to guess.
Oh, we're going to say mine at the same time? And we'll do the same for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3,
2, 1. UK.
Yeah! Yes! Boom, boom, boom.
What an unplanned podcast event.
Because I thought, I was like, I know that Canada is one of your faves.
Oh,
but
I love
there's
many
so
pavilions.
Many choices of beers and different like cocktail varieties at UK. I knew it was UK.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Here's mine.
Oh.
Do you know mine?
No, okay, I'm going to guess. Okay.
No, do you have your guess?
I have my guess.
Okay,
all
ready?
Right. 3, 2, 1. Mexico.
Yay!
Oh, wow!
Good job.
Oh boy, what a family feud there we did.
Yeah, that was 2 for 2.
Woo!
That was good.
Oh man, back in the day, we'd have a little YouTube video where we'd like write our things down and show them to each other.
Yes, and I lost terribly. Like I didn't know you at all.
Oh no. Well, I mean, everybody changes.
Really, what's my favorite movie?
Everyone evolves. Tangled.
Right. And what did I say in the YouTube?
Tangled.
Okay.
Oh, right.
But what's funny is when we first started going to Epcot, like my family growing up, we always started the World Showcase in Mexico. And for you, it was Canada. So it was so weird when we went together. I was like, okay, so we're going to start in Mexico for this Drink Around the World. And you're like, I don't know what you've been smoking, but we start in Canada.
I start in Canada. So, there was no we.
What was so funny is that, like, I think it's funny that we started, like, my family started in Mexico, which I'm from Texas, if people are listening that didn't know that.
Closer to Mexico.
We are closer to Mexico, and you lived in Oregon, which is closer to Canada. Isn't that funny? I wonder if that's why, like, you, like, weirdly, like,
maybe I looked at it on the map and gravitated toward Canada more than Mexico.
I have no idea, but
I've never been to Mexico, and I've been to Canada.
Although when we see like YouTubes of people who start in Mexico, I like silently cheer for them, like, yes, that's the right way.
Oh, I always cheer for people who start in Canada.
I know you do, even though who conceded and where do we start?
Canada.
That's right. So. You're welcome.
Because I'm the boss.
No. Tony Danza's the boss.
Oh, who's the boss?
Tony Danza.
Angela. We just hired somebody named Angela down at the office.
Oh, no.
So I'm imploring people to learn the Tony Danza way of saying Angela.
Sure.
And then also trying to educate people on who Tony Danza is.
Right, because you work
they're
with
so
like
young.
19-year-olds.
Oh, God.
22.
Oh, what a world.
Right out of college. Anyways.
Emily, should we bring it down a notch?
Oh, yeah. Should we? I mean, we could talk about the news, and that's a news event.
I think this is separate. Yeah, I think this is separate.
I'm just like, not to bring it down, but we could say like, hey, we're going to the news,
Yeah.
Because we didn't really do the news last time because the news was D23.
The news. Yeah, the news was the podcast.
I think that I'm sure most people have heard about the D23s we've been talking about, so it's not really news like the previous one was. Like, because for me,
there's
like,
been Comic-Con too since then, and now they've introduced some new trailers that D23 did not introduce.
I love that you call it D23 and I call it D23.
The D23 Expo, the D23 Expo. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think I'm wrong in this.
Everyone.
It took to episode
12.
11 or 12.
Ooh, what episode are we on?
Oh, I don't know. What episode is this?
12? I thought we were at 12.
I think we're at 11.
Oh, I jumped the gun.
No, we may be on 12. I'm thinking of, you know what I'm thinking of? Our classic podcast, The 1440, where we are on episode 11. 11!
What? You've done 11?
Yes!
Good for you. I've listened to none of them.
Jesus God. So all the downloads?
Not me, so you're welcome.
Oh,
Those
my
are
God.
people actually listening to you.
To all the people listening to me on the
1440.
R2D2 podcast.
It's
the 1440 podcast.
D23.
So while last week's R2D2 D23 podcast was very news related, and we skipped the news, this week we have a little bit of news that's sadder than we really want to share.
Yeah, it's
on
not
our
just
podcast.
I think that when
but it's timely and it's relevant, and it affected us both very much. Emily, would you like to talk about what happened, or should I tee it up for you?
You can talk about it, and then I'll talk about some amazing things that he did. But I just think that when we watch award shows, we love award shows. It's the memoriam that always
it's gut-wrenching.
At our heartstrings.
And especially last year, we had that 2016 where everybody was taken from us that we really cared about, Or
just it was just like a lot of people.
And then we moved through 2017 and we thought, okay, this feels a little bit better. But unfortunately, over the week, we lost a huge, huge Disney legend. And Marty Sklar passed away at the age of 83. Marty Sklar is probably my most recognizable Disney legend that was living, and you are free to talk about him, Emily, as much as you want, but I just want to say before you start, I never met him and you never met him, but there are people, there are many people who do this as a hobby and do this as a profession.
Who have met him.
And
or lucky enough to have met him.
I just hope those people are relishing in how lucky they were to actually share the air with Marty Sklar, who was basically Walt Jr. in the Disney parks.
Yeah, family. What did they used to call him? The voice of Walt Disney.
Yeah, because he would write a lot for Walt, and was also, instrumental.
What a man to be Walt's right hand man.
You think I'm a designer who also gets the opportunity to write a little bit, and I always am thankful that I get to write a few words for a few people who need words written for them, and then I think what if that person was Walt E. Disney? What a gig, to have that be the thing that you're called upon to do. And he did it so well.
He was doing,
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
At what point do you think I'm writing copy for a man and then I'm writing copy for Walt Disney or insert name?
He did it so well that he was a part of the Walt Disney family for 50 plus years. And
so there's an amazing article that the Walt Disney Family Museum put out. It's waltdisney.org if anyone wants to go read the whole thing. And it doesn't even talk about what Marty did for the company. It talks about his whole life, when he was born, how he came about to be in the Disney company, just so much. But there is a paragraph that I thought just really like rings true for like why he was a Disney legend, like what he did for the company. But it says, so I thought I would read it. It says, in 1961, Marty moved to WED Enterprises, today known as Walt Disney Imagineering, as a part of a team assigned by Walt to develop company-sponsored attractions for the 64-65 New York World's Fair. Which right there, let me pause and say, like, amazing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, like, what was the World's Fair that our favorite? It's a great... Big, beautiful.
64, 65.
Was
that's
that one?
the one. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that isn't, why can't I think of the
Carousel of Progress?
Carousel of Progress. Yeah. Like,
that's the one.
That ride brings me like so much nostalgia, so much love. And it's also one that like aches my heart a little bit that it's not full.
Yeah, no, it's there. We'll look at our Disney legends that were named this year, and there are still carryovers of people who worked on the World's Fair and worked on the transition of getting those attractions into Disney theme parks.
Yeah,
and it was what a crazy time to work with Walt Disney in the 60s. Like, what happened? Like in the 60s to spark this enormous amount of innovation and creation and then also like fostering teamwork and then fostering the
and these people who just last
growth of the
who
theme
stay
parks.
Who don't leave So anyways, continuing on,
please.
Beginning in 1974, he moved into executive roles. Marty became a key force in guiding the creative development for theme parks, shows, Disney resort hotels, and the Disney Cruise Line ships. He was the only person who both worked and attended the grand opening of all 11 Disney parks, dedicating 54 years to the company. In 2001, Marty was inducted as a Disney legend.
That's I can't even fathom every theme park you go to
currently.
You know, we talk about the parks that were touched by Walt. We talk about the theme parks that were touched by Roy, but every theme park was touched by Marty Sklar.
And opened and worked and thought and designed, and let's get him a statue.
And not only that, he was an ambassador of Disney, but an ambassador of Walt Disney.
Yes.
And he loved Walt Disney. Like, I would only imagine people who were the loyalist of loyal people to Walt would talk about him.
And I also think, I feel like even though they weren't family, that they shared like the same vision of Disney. Kind of like when Walt died, like Marty kind of took that on, like this Walt role of, let's keep this authentic. Let's teach. Let's educate. Let's fantasize. You know, let's make this world for people better than reality in some way.
Totally.
And like, what a heartbreaking loss for the company.
I feel like you know Marty was a child of Walt.
Yeah.
And now we're only left with grandchildren of Walt. And we're just one major step removed from the man who created the greatest.
The reason we're a couple.
They're the greatest theme park in the world, and the
memories that millions of people have.
100%. So it's a sad day at the Zip-a-dee-doo Revue, and it's certainly a sad day at the Walt Disney family, I'm sure. So.
But that's the news in the Disney world.
Boy, oh boy!
Sad,
sometimes it's great news,
sometimes it's. And you know what? It is sad that we lost such a wonderful person, but like what a legacy.
What a legacy. That's exactly legacy is the exact word that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
And if you want to think about leaving a legacy, with Walt Disney theme parks, then there's nobody better than Marty Sklar.
You know, and I gotta tell you, like, his passing, I hated that in Hollywood Studios they took that Walt Museum out.
One Man's Dream.
Yeah. That this passing made me thought, you know what would be really great in whatever park, which I would assume Disney World just because of the space, is if they would make a museum like that or an area that was dedicated to the legends they have inducted into this amazing company, because I feel like that people who listen don't know who Marty is. I feel like other legends who have been inducted, who have done things that like anyone has done, that they deserve a place that people can go and their legend, their legacy, everything that they have done live on.
One fact about me, my baseball fact that is true from the day I was born to the day I die, I hate the New York Yankees. But something that they do, they've got a whole section, they got a whole place in their park devoted to the Hall of Fame Yankees, the people who are alive, the people who are dead, the people who made the Yankees the Yankees.
So let's do something about that.
And where is that? And now that we've progressed from theme parks to people who love theme parks to, you know, it's I know the theme parks aren't a museum. We know that when we like change Pirates of the Caribbean and things like that, you know, those aren't museums.
You know,
but there are things you can do
constantly
to memorialize the people who made
the moving forward possible.
Exactly.
Right?
Who made sure this thing wouldn't die in 1960, 1965, 10 years later after its inception. Okay, before we jump into the show, let's talk about how to talk to us and how we can talk to you. We love hearing from you, so please keep the tweets and the emails coming. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Zip-a-dee-doo Revue. I'm not going to spell it. Plus, you can email us at revue, REVUE, at zip-a-dee-doo-revue.com. You can also find us at www.zip-a-dee-doo-revue.com. There you got links to all our podcasts plus some bonus blogs. And please be sure to rate us and review us and subscribe to us. Do all the things to us on iTunes or wherever your fine podcast is going to be sold to you. Okay, Emily, let's
get to the legends.
Yeah, let's get on with the show.
My name is Emily, and I was inducted into the Disney
is Emily,
Legend.
And you're here to say you're a Disney legend in a massive way. You like Disney podcasts. You like Disney parks. You know you don't like to walk around in the dark. You're a lady who likes to be civilized and such. And you like me and your little dog very much. And so we are here to do a podcast. And nobody will say, oh, you went too fast. We went very slow. We took our time. And everyone hit the very best rhyme. And so we like to
all right,
chill out. Okay, that's it. Okay, here we go. Same old Disney drink. We like to check into our refillable mug every week. And this week, we've got the same old Disney drink from last week, because that's part 2. It's Jack Daniel's All the Way, Baby.
All the way.
All the way, baby.
All the way, May.
Okay, Emily, let's get on with the show. We all know we love Disney theme parks, but they can often be tied to all other aspects of Disney. Movies become attractions. Rides become films. Videos become video games. So while the big news for some may only be what's coming to Epcot, let's take a look at the rest of the Disney portfolio and give our update on all the other things announced at the D23
Expo.
D23 Expo. Let's go ahead and start with the Disney Legends. All right. So on the first morning of the expo, Disney announced newest lineup of Disney Legends. It's an award given to those who have made an extraordinary, integral contribution to the Walt Disney Company. In '87, the first, the only Disney Legend Award was handed out to Fred McMurray of fame.
Was he married to Ethel?
Yes. The Ethel McMurray, absolutely.
Their last name were actually Mertz.
Oh, Mertz Murray. This year, 30 years later, Disney handed out 11 Disney Legends Award. A Legends Disney Awards.
Woof.
Let's go through them, huh?
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it.
Okay, great. Let's start at what we started with last week. Let's start with Star Wars, huh?
Okay.
People love Star Wars.
Well, why not? What's not to love?
So let's retroactively associate a Disney Legend Award with Carrie Fisher.
Yes.
Posthumous Carrie Fisher, and with Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's great.
Mark Hamill was alive and there.
Yes.
And he gave a great speech about how some of the Walt Disney films, the World of Color films, the behind-the-scenes stuff that happen on television,
like influenced him to be an actor.
Yeah, like prompted
or like
him
get into acting,
or just
or
be
business.
curious about it. Yeah, which is really, really cool. He seemed like a really humble,
like down to earth
guy.
Like a guy that you wouldn't mind like having. Like he wouldn't mind having dinner with you. You know,
I hope he wouldn't mind having dinner with me. Like I could prepare the wrong thing for dinner, and then maybe I wouldn't be the best dinner host. Or maybe we would go out to a neutral site. Maybe he wouldn't come over to the house. I was thinking
maybe like at Club 33.
Oh boy, which somebody said, didn't we see something? This is very vague. This does not have details to it, but. Somebody said they were at Club 33 and they saw Mark Hamill. Mm-hmm. And that is the best detail, the best rumor detail we can give you. So an interesting thing. We purchased Star Wars, and now let's give out some Disney Legend Awards to Star Wars folks. Interesting.
But I've always felt like Star Wars was part of Disney.
Much more so than Marvel.
Yes.
Which they also gave out some Marvel Disney Legends Awards to Jack Kirby, who is not with us any longer.
Illustrator, right?
He was. They gave one to Stan Lee also, and he was kind of the partner of Stan Lee. He was a lot of characters, a lot of comic book characters are attributed to Stan Lee's creation, but they're really a Lee Kirby or Kirby Lee creation. So it's I think that it's actually better than just giving one to Stan Lee.
But if we had that museum, then they could say like Jack Kirby got this award after death.
Posthumous.
AD.
Like a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like the Yankee yard we were talking about.
Yeah.
The next section will go into film, theater, and television. One of the other Disney Marvels. Oh boy. One of the other Disney Legends is Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi. Sorry.
You like Whoopi Goldberg?
Well, I mean, I like her in Ghost.
Oh, sure. So not being recognized for Ghost here.
I know. Ghost isn't Disney.
It's a little bit of
Sister
a
Act is
stretch.
Disney.
Yeah, so Sister Act and Sister Act 2 both
I never saw the second.
I don't think I did either. It's my favorite sequel title. You know how sequels have special titles, or like colon.
What's the title?
Sister Act 2 is Sister Act 2 : Back in the Habit.
Clever.
It's my favorite. I will often make fake sequels for things and coin them, back in the habit.
I'm shocked that we don't have it, since apparently that's all we buy are sequels.
We were looking at our movies the other day. We have a lot of Hangover 2 and Iron Man 2.
All the Jurassic Parks except for the first.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, it was weird.
So Whoopi is also the voice of a hyena in Lion King, Shinzi.
Yes, the middle hyena.
Yeah, I had
not the leader, but not the special hyena.
Not special hyena. Not
Eddie,
special
I think
Ed.
Is his name.
Special Ed. Yeah. He's
Ooh, say it again, Mufasa.
I didn't know that they had a name. Is that weird? I didn't know that the
hyenas had names.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew they had names.
Oh, really?
I couldn't tell you other than I think Eddie's what Eddie's was.
So there was something in Eddie.
Yeah.
All right.
He also had not an African name. I'm gonna look it up.
Her name is Shinzi.
Shinzi.
And then while you look that up, also she is the voice of the octopus in Toy Story 3, and not the octopus in Finding Nemo.
No, that's a septopus.
Absolutely, there are no octopuses in
octopi.
Either way, in Finding Nemo. Toy Story 3 has a purple octopus in the
gotta be the third one, right?
Yeah, Toy Story 3, and in the daycare area, she is apparently the voice of Stretch, the octopus Stretch. She also did a lot of voice work in the original DCA. Before things got overhauled in DCA, there was an attraction called Golden Dreams.
Did you ride this?
I never saw Golden Dreams, actually. I was there when it was there, but I just never saw it. And she was the narrator of the film, and her character was like the Queen of California or something like that. It was very California based, as it should have been, because it was a very California park. And then on the other side of the park in Hollywood land, the Superstar Limo attraction, she was a character in the Superstar Limo attraction. Now, you probably don't know what the Superstar Limo attraction was, because it was around for about 9 weeks.
Oh, shoot, bad?
Yeah, it was a very I don't
think I've even heard of it mentioned.
It's the same as the Monsters, Inc. Building, and the same ride vehicles, and you would ride around, apparently, and see celebrities, and you would be like a paparazzi in a limo of some sort.
That sounds terrible.
Well, it didn't last very long. So Whoopi Goldberg, a Disney legend.
I can see that, her getting that, because of like her voices and the rides that she's been a part of in the parks.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like there's always been a couple of things that she's been associated with, so I
call that one a win.
I'm fine with that. Next one in film, theater, television, Gary Marshall. Gary Marshall. That's my Gary Marshall impression.
Penny Marshall's brother.
Absolutely. A huge TV creator, developer. Laverne and Shirley's, The Happy Days, the Joni Loves Chachi, the Mork and Mindy. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. Odd Couple, all this stuff, all basically ABC shows. So another, I feel like it's
something
another backwards thing. Yeah, because by the time that Disney had ABC, I think
none of those shows were on.
None of those shows were on. So another backwards push, another posthumous award also, which is strange.
I feel like it's weird, the back push, whereas like, okay. Like, even though it's a kind of like a back push for the Star Wars,
right?
Both Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill are doing things with Disney currently, or did for Carrie Fisher before she died.
They were in a movie that was
after it was
correct. Gary Marshall never made a
TV show for the
90s. Yeah, that we know of.
I mean, and yes, like he did do a lot of wonderful things for ABC, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That one's a rough one for me.
Here's another rough one for you. You want to really sit with rough ones?
Yeah.
Famed film and television star Oprah Winfrey is now a Disney legend.
I do love Oprah. You know, I love O when I travel. That's my favorite plane magazine to get. And
are you saying it's your favorite normal non-special magazine that's plain? Or are you saying it's your favorite magazine to take on an aeroplane?
Oh, it's my favorite to take on an airplane to travel with.
Oh, that's fine.
And I like to listen to her on Alexa. I don't know. I just felt like that one was kind of a reach for me.
Oprah was a reach.
Because, I mean, she was on ABC before it was owned by Disney. I don't think Disney has anything to do with her channel that she owns now. But, I mean, I know that she's really good friends with Bob Iger, and I don't know.
It's funny with you.
It sits funny with me.
This is a strange.
But isn't Color Purple? Wasn't that Disney?
It doesn't matter. It's one movie. That's one movie 40 years ago. These are not what Disney legends are. People who are famous, they don't get to be Disney legends because they have
we didn't talk about this, but wasn't Whoopi a surprise?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Whoopi. Yeah, all of these were scheduled. All of these were announced prior, except
for Whoopi.
So it wasn't Oprah who was a surprise. It was Whoopi who was a surprise. It wasn't. It wasn't Stan Lee who was a surprise. It was Whoopi. Another film theater television person they picked was Julie Taymor, which I think is actually a great pick. She was the director of the Lion King Broadway production, the initial Lion King Broadway production.
That was huge. That still is huge.
Yeah, and her direction is still part of the show. You know, her creative vision. It's because it wasn't just actors stand here and actors feel this. It was
right.
It was more of a complete creative vision, which she's explored in other director ventures, but this one was just so like spot on. I think, and it was I think one of the reasons that this thing the Lion King show has continued on, and many other
stood the test of time.
Exactly,
if you will.
and the touring companies and on Broadway, and so I think that's a good Disney legend.
Yes,
because I think she really pushed what a Disney Broadway show is and can be
totally
in her way. So that's a good one in my opinion.
I concur.
The other awards went to some people who actually did some animating and some theme park Imagineering. Hell, hold on.
Can I say something before you go back into that?
Absolutely.
Back to Oprah, though, she is doing Wrinkle in Time, which is Disney.
She's doing Wrinkle in Time. We discovered that she was a voice in Princess and the Frog, which we didn't realize. Oh, yeah,
she was the mom.
Yeah, we didn't realize that at all.
No, I had no idea that's who voiced her.
I think we had tears in our eyes at that point. When
we were watching her.
Whenever her part was on. I don't think we could have. I think we were a mess at that point.
But yeah, so, I'm not saying that Oprah was one of those, like, I don't know. I go back and forth with her.
You're not on the Oprah wagon.
No, I am. That's why I brought up Wrinkle in Time. But,
Have you read that magazine she's got?
Okay.
It's called O.
Oh, we should move on to animation.
Oh, we got 3 more legends to talk about real quick because that's how they're dealt with. they're not number one names. So, the first posthumous entry
is... Oh, no, another?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aww.
is oh no, I'm gonna butcher his name, aren't I? Clyde G. Clyde Geronimi.
Ooh. Oh no!
I'm gonna say it with confidence. Clyde Geronimi.
Geronimi.
Act from 31 to 59. He was a director of Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp. All of these had like multiple directors, but something I thought was kind of interesting was that as an animating director, after he left Disney around 59, he animated for the television Spider-Man.
Ooh, how foreshadowing.
Exactly, right? Yeah, so that's kind of interesting that he would also interact with the Marvel company. Another posthumous animation Disney legend would be Manuel Gonzalez. He started out on Snow White. One of the guys, one of the guys who
right out of the gate,
like answered the call of we need more artists and animators, and made the the call bell, and it made the cut. He was good enough to make the cut, and then he moved into the comics, the Disney comic. There were Disney. I don't know if you knew this. There were huge Disney comics, Disney comic strips. There's an amazing amount of Disney comic material, and Manuel was a huge part of that. And so,
well, that's sad. He got that after he died.
Yeah, no, he's another posthumous one. But alive and well, the third animation and Imagineering award went to Imagineer Wayne Jackson, and Wayne was huge for taking the things that Walt developed for the World's Fair, the '64 World's Fair, Small World and Lincoln, and putting those in the parks, like making sure that those translated to the parks. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, that was his big claim to fame.
I think I like when Imagineers get the awards.
Oh, I do too,
because we enjoy the things they do.
And yeah, Wayne winning one is cool because he wasn't the famous artist or the bombastic story lead or anything like that. He was just a facilitator, an engineer facilitator who made sure things
all
worked.
Important roles,
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Please ask me.
Does John Lasseter have a Disney Legend Award?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think he does, but eventually he will. I'm sure.
shocked he doesn't.
And I'm sure that will be one of the least of his accomplishments.
I know, but I just think he deserves one. And then the thought, came to me
before you decide to give him an award.
Yeah,
he's murdering our Paradise Pier.
I do understand that, but that might have not been his idea.
No, it was just him who announced it.
Right. This is your Pixar.
Exactly.
And then while I was thinking about that,
I can't blame the guy who told me I'm adopted for adopting.
Right. But while I was thinking about, you know what? I wonder if he has this because I think he's really deserving. Then a thought came to me that Pixar was also a company acquired by Disney.
Very much
but that
so.
one is so bled into Disney now that I don't see them as different companies.
Very much
Do you know what I'm saying? So is there going to come a time that Marvel bleeds so much into Disney, 12, 20 years from now, that we just see them as the same company?
I am wondering the same thing. I think so.
That was a weird moment for me.
Yes. Yeah. I think Marvel and Disney... I don't know because they don't. Huh? It's not like they'll make animated Marvel movies. They just or at least not now. The Pixar thing's weird because there's so much George Lucas tied in Pixar also, and there's so much Apple tied in Pixar also because of the venture capitalist.
Steve Jobs?
Yeah, and so it's strange to see these four companies keep revolving around each other. These 3-4 companies, and then Marvel, it feels like such an outlier of
this weird
stepbrother. Exactly. Like and Pixar you can see completely tied to Disney. And I think you and I have talked about even on this podcast of how natural it is for Star Wars and Disney to tie together. For whatever reason. I don't know what that is.
I think it's the Star Tours. The more we talk about it,
I think it is too.
that we've just always gone to the park growing up and seen Star Wars, and not... I honestly probably for a long time thought that they were the same company.
If there was a bigger Indiana Jones presence, I wouldn't balk at that either. I
mean, in fact, I remember going to Disney. I was one of the not my first trip. I think I was in eighth grade, 7th grade. Anyways, one of those, and I had this boyfriend, little middle school boyfriend,
sure,
and he loved Star Wars, and I remember getting him a Star Wars lanyard ID badge that had his name on it that you got from the gift shop outside of Star Wars,
love story
out of Star Tours. But what was crazy to think about is that there was already a shop full of not Star Tours stuff, but Star Wars, the movie, not just based off the ride.
The first time I went to Disneyland, Star Tours was very much there, and I was very excited to ride it.
That's got to be why we think it.
And I remember there being a book about Disneyland that I got, like a tour book, or a souvenir book or something like that.
Yeah.
And Star Tours was just a part of Tomorrowland. Right. I remember flipping through that thing. It's like, oh yeah, it's just part of it. So
well, there you go. There are legends, huh?
Yeah, those are your new legends.
And who knows? Maybe we're right, and one day Marvel won't be the stepbrother anymore. It'll just be the company.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry for all those stepbrothers out there who have to be relegated to stepbrother.
That's funny.
Moving on.
Let's
move quickly through a small segment of video games. You didn't really get to see so much of these video games.
Yeah, no. And I really skipped it. I'm not the biggest video game person.
I
know
huge,
it's shocking.
I'll just talk about a couple of things that I think are interesting.
Yeah. I'll put my input in. Don't you worry.
Absolutely. You should. You absolutely should. So video games. The biggest announcement, I think, was, do you know what Kingdom Hearts is, Emily?
I know what it is, but I've never played it.
It's really nerdily cool. It is basically Final Fantasy and Disney, meeting up. There's a kid named Sora, and he teams up with Donald and Goofy, and they go through all of these different lands trying to restore order to a kingdom.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating.
It's fantastic, and they've been teasing Kingdom Hearts 3. They've got 1 and 2, and then they've been making variations of them just to kind of
keep the interest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep things up. There's a release date of sometime in 2018. Kingdom Hearts 3.
For the 3rd, it's coming.
Will be coming out, and then, of course, they teased it with including announcing that the team will be going to Toy Story World. Isn't that exciting? There's going to be Toy Story characters that they interact and they fight along with, and they protect.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So that's one of the worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
Coming out in 2013. VR, do you know anything about VR?
Virtual reality.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, in case anybody else didn't know.
I don't know anything about. I haven't tried it. I know I know a lot of kids in the IT department at work. They really get nuts about it. But that's going to be a future Disney video game experience. They've showed Star Wars and Marvel experiences.
I think it'll be huge. One being
a lightsaber experience with Star Wars, like you have your VR glasses and some sort of lightsaber type wand. and you wave and experience like a lightsaber like being
right
in front of you.
That's awesome.
And then Marvel is very much a team up with other people and fight in a VR scenario. That's something to really keep your eye on also. Speaking of Star Wars, Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront is a so Battlefront is kind of a wave of army games, and then it got a kind of Star Wars skin over the like 2 years ago or something.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so it's basically a combat type game. You can the coolest thing though is that you can like hop into vehicles, you can pilot like X-wings or fight on the ground. You can be.
I feel like you're really excited about.
Yeah,
this.
no, this is this is a good thing. This is something like my friend and I played for like 12 hours straight, or however many. Like when you went to work to when you came home, like those
good.
Yeah, those amount of hours straight. They're coming out with a second one though, and so they had a couple of characters who are actually portraying characters in Battlefront 2. Had a couple of people talking about that. Beta's coming out, and that's well on its way, and that looks like it's going to be pretty darn cool. And then Spider-Man. Go to Marvel. This is all Star Wars and Marvel. Spider-Man is going to come to PlayStation 4, I believe. And it's a Spider-Man game, and it's
probably like the
next
movie.
gen. Exactly, yeah. You can web people up, and you can do swing
Spider-Man
around
things.
the city, yeah, stuff like that.
Interesting.
This is just the next gen. They've done Spider-Man games in the past. This is kind of the next generation of that, and a lot of people are excited about that. Whatever. And then something that might excite you is that there are. Having another Lego Marvel superheroes game.
We loved that first Marvel.
Yeah, we sure did. Yeah, so
or with the Avengers.
Yeah, there's
Lego
two.
Avengers.
There's two of them. There's the Avengers, and then there's Lego Superhero Marvel or something like that. And this is a sequel to that Lego Marvel Superheroes.
I like the Lego games because when you die, you just break apart and then get put back together. The game doesn't stop. It's not like you've died in the game, you have to start over. I hate those. It's
a good smashing game, and then you can keep like going back and getting new characters to open up other things. You know,
I want all those characters from the beginning.
I know, man.
Switch out.
So that's about it for the video games.
All right.
I know.
Hooray.
So you'll know where I'll be. For until 2019, until the next D23. So there's let's talk movies now. Let's get into the big movie talk.
Movies.
I don't really know what to talk about here because we are a podcast and we are not a video podcast. But we will talk about.
We can just run through them. We don't have to talk about anything. You don't have to.
We'll talk about the movies and maybe how they celebrated the movies coming out. The first one, I put these in chronological order for us.
Oh, nice.
So we can talk about what's coming out first, what's coming out next, based on
Coco.
So let's start with animation. Coco is coming out November 22nd.
I gotta say, I got a question about this.
Please.
Why would they not release it on the Day of the Dead? Why are they releasing it for Thanksgiving?
A wonderful question. Why is this not near November 1st or October 31st?
Yeah, Halloween. Why not?
Maybe it's no good.
That's weird, though.
I know. You start worrying.
Especially when that's what it's about.
Or maybe it's too good. And they know that around Thanksgiving, this is the prime time for July 4th, like Memorial Day, like those are the big.
Well, people are tired of seeing their families. They want to go to a movie.
Yeah, so this is probably why this is happening now, and then instead of 3 weeks, 4 weeks before that. There was some sort of Benjamin Bratt appearance at the D23 Expo.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Oh, Benjamin Bratt is an actor who you might know most famously. Maybe you would know him most famously by being engaged to Julia Roberts for a small amount of time. All right, very good. Anyway, he is a character in this. And he sang a little song along with the star of Coco, who is a little boy. Little Coco.
You know, I know we talked about this in the episode before, but I'm shocked they didn't say anything about this possibly being a ride in Mexico.
That was the big rumor. That was to go back to episode 11 or 10, whichever one this is. Go back one episode. We thought Epcot would be
like the big announcements.
Would be a huge, many more announcements than the ones that we got.
I'm very interested to see it.
I'm actually very interested in this one. What I'm not interested in is what's going to play before Coco on November 22nd. There is a new Frozen short being placed before Coco.
I heard this.
And it will be 21 minutes.
21 minutes. That's not a short. That's a TV show.
Yeah, that is
Throw
a
some
TV
commercials
show.
in there and it's 30 minutes.
I mean, if you need to. I am not looking forward to this.
A short is 5 minutes.
I'm fine going to see Coco and leisurely walking into the theater.
Yeah, you won't be mad when we're stuck in traffic.
Yeah, exactly. So if you care about this at all.
I do like Olaf, though. I just don't like Frozen.
No, it's you know.
But 21
whatever.
minutes, so if, let's say Coco's an hour and 40 minutes, you're at an over 2 hour movie or 2 hour.
Yeah, those kids are going to be sitting there in their own pee, their own poop, in their own cocoa. So anyway, if you're interested in this has something to do with Olaf celebrating the festivities of the world and the holidays of the world.
You sound thrilled.
I don't give a crap about this. But what I do give a crap about is fast forward to June 15th, 2018, when the sequel to The Incredibles.
I mean, I feel like I've been waiting for this for a while.
Yeah. Oh, no. This is one that they should have done years before a Cars 2 or a Finding Dory or any of those.
And then did you hear that this one starts like exactly from the scene that the first one ends on, which like makes me so like stupid excited. I can't tell you.
Yeah, so this the one of the bigger announcements about Incredibles was that the plot picks up right. And at the end of Incredibles, there is a John Ratzenberg voiced mole man attacking the city, and the Incredibles get to work, and then so that'll be cool to jump right back into it. Almost exactly like a comic book or like a one of these Marvel movie series, you know?
Yeah. Which I'm just so excited. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I have
high hopes for it. When does that one come out? Did you say?
I did say, what I did say was June 15th.
Wow.
So
we got a ways to a year.
In a year, you got a year. Another big fan favorite, based on the fan reactions, was the November 21st, 2018 movie Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I did watch the talk on this one, the announcement. And it sounds interesting,
right,
but I need to see something. And I know they don't have anything yet, but just the way that they were talking about it, it could go, I have a feeling it could go either way.
Yeah.
You know, like.
So what I really loved about Wreck-It Ralph was the attention to arcade video games.
Yes.
And that was a world that I was really important to me. That was really huge to me.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is more cell phone era, YouTube era,
right.
And so a modern era internet. And I just don't know if I'll have the connection. Something that was really
funny internet.
Thank
connection.
you very much. And so something that they did during the D23 was
they showed a clip.
They showed a clip,
not to the public.
No. Then there's no recording. So it's another like a poor podcast news report.
You cut that out.
The clip was centered around a slumber party
with the princesses.
With princesses, and they trotted out all of the princesses from who's the oldest princess, do you think? Ariel? Yeah, I think Ariel was the oldest. From Ariel on 89, from everyone from 89
so
on.
So no Snow White?
No, she's dead.
What?
The person who voiced Snow White? She's
dead. The people who voiced them.
Yes.
I thought you meant people who were going to be in the movie.
Oh, I don't know if it includes. So there was a clip that was like a slumber party of all of the Disney princesses.
Yeah.
And this is a world that one of the characters finds themselves in, and to highlight that, they trotted out all of the living princess voices from the past 30 years or so.
Yeah.
Which would have been cool. It would have been really cool to see everybody out on stage together.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if that's the theme of the movie or if that's like one like
just a clip
scene with a bunch of cameos.
Right.
My guess would be that's what it is.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
a
it's
cameo.
Just like a
I agree.
weird, like, oh, I don't want to be in this room anymore, and I go somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think it'll be interesting to see how they travel in this movie, like the like Ralph and the characters, because in the first one they travel through the cord, like the electric power. Well, if it's all like Wi-Fi. I'd be really interested to know how that's going to work.
Wi-Fi, yeah. That was, the rules of the world were kind of interesting to explore. So that's next November. We're talking about November this year. That's
we got a ways on that one.
So now let's go into 2019.
Yikes.
I know, right? Anything could happen in 2019. There's some sort of, remember Planes?
I don't know.
You didn't see Planes? It was like
Trains
a
and
Cars.
automobiles?
It was like a Cars world.
No, I did not.
I didn't see it either. Apparently, that universe is expanding to a space.
Yeah,
universe,
that's a must miss.
And that film is coming out in April of 2019.
Okay.
You can tell how good it's going to be because it's coming out in April.
And it's untitled.
Exactly. And that's when garbage movies come out. Is April.
Oh, yeah.
I have no desire to see this. Good on them for trying to sell more toys.
Sure.
But this is a Disney Toon Studios, apparently that is a thing. It's Disney Toon Studios. Also in 2019, in June, is Toy Story 4.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Well, yeah, because
the third one, I was worried about the third. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the third was mind-blowingly wonderful that I thought, and I also think it had a close. It
felt like the end of something.
Yes, like the end of a trilogy, end of it. Like, here are my toys. I'm going off to college.
So
I'm leaving them in good hands.
I'm really hoping they don't call this Toy Story 4, and that they try to fit it into the first
story.
3 movies as
agree.
kind of like a offshoot or something like that. Because I felt like the end of Toy Story 3 was how the toy. That's how they end. You just don't. I'm gonna get emotional talking.
I know.
About it.
I am tearing up thinking about it. Like him walking off and like.
The only announcement really was that that this is going to be directed by Josh Cooley, who did a short called Riley's First Date, which was an offshoot of Inside Out,
which was really funny.
Yeah, it was a pretty good short.
And not 21 minutes.
That's true. It's a good 4-minute story. I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't. Listen. John Lasseter directed Cars 2. That's all you need to know about who directs these things.
So I think it's
all
a big
about
team
story.
thing.
It's
so,
it's 100%. I don't see the director of this thing kind of like crashing it into the ground or elevating it to a giant height. Exactly. And then sometime in 2019,
which also title to be determined.
Yep, Frozen 2. Ugh. Back in the Habit is coming out.
Gross.
So that's why you've got a Frozen short in front of Coco. That's why you've got a Frozen Ever After dessert party in Epcot. It's all because Frozen is alive and well and churning and coming out soon. Any comments on Frozen 2?
My comment is Tangled 2 would have been nice.
Sure. I agree.
But that's fine.
I agree. I think you and I could find a number of things we'd like to.
I like to be more positive, so I won't mention anything else.
Yeah, you're
Frozen.
the positive person in the podcast, and I'm the not so positive person.
Yes,
in the podcast.
that's correct.
How dare you? And then also hinted at, which is kind of weird, was this idea of a Pixar movie in the future set in kind of a suburban fantasy land involving...
yes, they were very secretive about this one.
Yeah, involving elves and unicorns and
this also goes
70s.
Also goes back to my... If you're not ready and you want to be kind of secretive, don't announce it yet.
Yeah, Sure.
And I do understand, having D23 every other year and, okay, well, we do want to at least, touch on some things, but I don't know. It's annoying.
I can see it's a little bit of buzz about something new. It's also, a new venture. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like where the cool thing about Coco is that it's an original story, in my opinion.
Right.
The sad thing about some of the Epcot things that they're just overlays of movies, like we talked about, So I do like that they're kind of exploring new ground. I really loved Inside Out, and that was completely original.
Yeah,
not
a sequel.
Moana, that was completely original. Yeah,
right.
So
I agree. That's true.
So that's kind of neat, but also kind of this weird oh hey, also it's like,
and I guess it's about two brothers and their dad died.
Yeah.
And they're basically in this magical world or what have you of trying to either go back in time or fix something to hear his voice one last time.
It sounds
like it could be really touching. I'm going to say that.
No, it sounds like we are going to cry in this movie theater.
Yes, yeah, if I know us.
If I know us, yeah. And, I dig, it sounds like it's a real personal story to whoever's directing it or creating it.
I agree. Yeah. I wish that I had had the chance to do this, which I think that means they'll probably succeed in some way.
Yep.
And when they hear this voice, I'm just going to be a sobbing mess. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I will give you $20 anytime you want to tell me a personal story. Yeah. And I will balk at any time you want to say, oh, this is the third of a, trilogy or quadrilogy or whatever,
right.
So I'm actually not excited, but I'm
interested.
Interested, yeah. I'm interested.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's it for
animation. Yeah,
that's it for animation. Let's move on to the final part of our D23
we're gonna fly through
update.
These.
We're gonna fly through these because somebody has to work in the morning.
You.
So in chronological order, live action films. The next live action film we've got coming out that's hot on the heels of the holiday season.
The Last Jedi.
It's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. There was a behind-the-scenes featurette that showed a few...
Mark Hamill.
A few new things, a few insights from the cast, whether or not they can be... You got to take those with a grain of salt, but the overall feeling was that this is kind of a uncharted territory movie. That the script is surprising, but it feels like it's part of the 3 trilogy story. So nothing really new, nothing that we could see from our YouTube seats.
I also heard through the grapevine,
yes,
that Mark Hamill might be getting some Oscar buzz for this performance.
I have heard that as well. Next movie is all you, March 9th of next year. A movie called A Wrinkle in Time is coming out. And now I know that you know a little bit about Wrinkle in Time. I have never heard of this property before in my life.
So I read the books when I was growing up by Madeline L'Engle, who is wonderful. She's an amazing children's author. Wrinkle in Time is the first book of the set, which makes me believe that since they're doing this movie, which if it's as good as the book was, they'll do all of them. It won't just be this one that they do.
Gotcha.
I think they'll do the whole set, kind of like a Harry Potter.
Kind of a franchise launcher, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
it's funny because I
all.
haven't heard of it phrased that way or put that way, but also I didn't know that there were other books.
Yes, yeah. There's other book. There's a continuous, kind of like a Narnia. How it's Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then
I hope they have more
the Magician's Nephew.
I hope they have more success with this than they did Narnia.
I know, and I think that they haven't talked about the other books.
Oh, because
I don't know why their books aren't. I don't even know if her books are popular for kids anymore, but they should be. They're really good. But I wonder if they're waiting to see what the first one does before they either say, "Oh, we're making a second one," or which I think is smart in movie terms, because who knows how much they're putting into this. First off, to make it.
Based on the trailer, there's a teaser trailer that we'll link to in the show notes. There is it looks amazing. It looks like a whole multiverse type story. It's really interesting looking.
So basically the story is without giving anything away.
Sure.
It's the main character is a girl, a teenager, and her younger brother basically travel through time and space to save their father, who is held by these evil forces on a different planet.
Yeah, it looks like their father, Chris Pine, and based on the trailer, is kind of is isolated somewhere, is trapped, is off somewhere else, and that's. And
I looked up the cast, and they are Mindy Kaling is in it.
Yep.
Which I love her. I think she's hilarious. Her books are wonderful.
Couple of seconds in that trailer, but she looks really
Yes, that's why I didn't know that she was in it, because the trailers are very quick right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't think what I told you about the movie you would have ever gotten from the trailer. It's click, 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 and that's it. And then Oprah Winfrey, she plays a certain character, and Reese Witherspoon is in it.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis is in it.
Oh, very good.
Chris Pine. Just Bellamy Young, who plays the first lady on Scandal, which you don't watch, but
I know Bill Bellamy. Huge. I don't know Bellamy Young.
Yeah. There's just a lot of big names, so I'm very excited to get a hold of this.
Yeah, big names, big games. Yeah. March 9th, A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm hopeful.
Well, you take the day off. We'll go out to the theater.
Go out to the beach.
Oh,
Have a few laughs.
Come out to the coast. Go out to the beach.
That's me.
That's
Quote
fine.
things
Misquote,
wrong.
man. Misquote. Episode 2. Misquote. Well, since I'm going to buy you a ticket to that, you can buy me a ticket to the May 4th, 2018 release of Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah.
Here's the hard thing about this thing. Okay. Here's the hard thing about having a podcast of a D23 event that we didn't go to is this trailer isn't online. It was the thing that they showed, the teaser that they showed was only for the people in attendance, and those people are asked to put their cell phones in a bag and keep them down.
Right. And that's for only people who got in to see it, because those are people that camped out. So
that being said, if there are any bootlegs, I don't want to watch them. I don't like to participate in that stuff.
Yeah, I'll wait. But I will say that we recently watched the first Avengers, and I liked it. I thought it was really great. So
this thing is supposed to have absolutely everybody in it. All of the Doctor Strange movies and the Spider-Man movies and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
What? Guardians of the Galaxy?
This thing's supposed to have
that'll be fun.
Cast of
just crossovers 60, all over the place.
Yeah, which is cool.
I'm in it to win it for that.
That's the cool thing about those huge comic book events is that everybody, when you're in a Marvel universe, when you're in like a giant universe,
and Marvel is. Let's be real. If Disney was going to purchase something, I'm really glad they purchased Marvel, not DC Comics.
Yeah, not DC, right? They
really and that's saying like. I loved Wonder Woman, and I think Batman's cool, but that's about it.
Oh, no. I think it was like consensus that Wonder Woman was the outlier of all that mess that's DC.
Oh, yeah. Like it is.
Like it's fun and enjoyable, and everything else is just like a death march to get through. Like it just feels like
I honestly after we got done watching Wonder Woman, I thought like, how can we make Wonder Woman part of Marvel?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
She's definitely the star of that group. So yeah, I think it's going to be really good. The Avengers crossover.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. So something that was unexpected, something that was kind of a weird announcement of nobody's really heard about this movie, is that they are making a live action Nutcracker.
Yeah,
starring Keira Knightley as I think the Sugar Plum. I think she's playing Sugar Plum.
Well, that'll be interesting. I'll be excited to hear more of that and who's going to be in it.
Yeah, I just hope.
I hope it's going to be dancers though,
right?
Like real ballet dancers.
Oh, you're Dancing with the Stars. You're so you think
no, not even that because so you like some Give me some American ballet.
You're Mindy Kalings. Nope. What's her name? Mindy Freeman. Nope. Mindy
Copeland.
You're
so close.
Wow, I got.
And it's Misty.
I circled. It's not Mindy.
No.
Mindy Kaling
Misty
is
Copeland.
Your prima.
But you got the MC, so I'd give. She's
ballerina.
principal dancer.
Damn it. So anyway, the only thing I worry about I won't worry about this, but I could see this going to like a Alice in Wonderland type feel.
As long as Tim
Gonzo.
Burton's not.
Exactly. He's not. He's off doing other things, which we'll talk about soon.
Very soon.
Oh man,
I'm so excited for this next one. I can't even tell you. I cannot even tell you.
2018.
Like I'm counting down the days.
I have canceled my Christmas plans with my family to see.
I'm your family.
Mary Poppins Return. No, my family. You know, the old people.
What am I? Chopped liver?
Yep, that's right. The people I'm obligated to see. Anyway, Mary Poppins Returns is slated for Christmas 2018. And the word on the street is that this is a little more sarcastic. Emily Blunt plays Mary Poppins.
Yes, and she's going to own it.
And yes, and she plays with a little bit of an edge, which is supposed to be more like the Mary Poppins in the books.
Yes.
Which is crazy. It's kind of neat to think about a Mary Poppins that lives outside of, we talk about, Walt, you know, and then here's this thing that Walt was hugely involved in, much like, the Saving Mr. Banks movie shows. And then something that lives so outside of that, like this is outside of P.L. Travers' life. This is outside of Walt Disney's life.
Because that's who wrote the book, right?
P.L. Travers, yes.
She
yes
didn't want the original Mary Poppins to be so cutesy.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big, not fight, but like disagreement that her and Walt went back and forth. Like, oh no, I want to put these dancing penguins in, and we're going to have music. Like, no, right. That is not what I want.
Right. What's this word? What's that word? I don't know why you're saying
you're
these
making
things.
Stuff up.
Yeah.
So
it was very practical.
Yes. Funny.
Yeah.
Practically
perfect
yes, in every way. But I'm very excited. I think it's going to be wonderful.
I didn't think I'd be excited about this at all, but
that's funny because that's one of your favorite movies.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite Disney song. It comes from that movie. And I think it's one of my favorite movies.
Who and Lin-Manuel Miranda's playing Bert.
I believe so.
Yeah.
If not Bert, a Bert proximity. I haven't really looked to see the IMDb cast.
Oh, I think he's.
Is it?
Are they not naming him Bert?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
Are they going to give the Chimney Man a new name?
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't know it out of respect of Dick Van Dyke if they would create a new character or not, because that's not. I don't think Bert was timeless like Mary Poppins was.
Meryl Streep's in it.
Meryl Streep is in it.
And Colin Firth.
Well, there's your Oscar right there. You're done.
Gosh.
Everybody's done. So this is set about 20 years. What's that? Yes.
Did you know that? I don't know if this is a surprise.
Oh, no. Let's name the cast on IMDb.
Dick Van Dyke's in it.
Oh, Dick Van Dyke makes a...
Not as Bert, but that is so... That, makes me very excited.
Does Julie Andrews appear at all?
I don't know. I'm looking. Angela Lansbury's in it, so that's exciting. I love her. And you're right. Lin-Manuel Miranda is played by Jack.
Plays Jack. He plays a character named Jack.
Yes, but it is like a Bert character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
So, wow, that is such a good pull, because I would have thought, oh, he's playing Bert.
I thought I heard also that Bert was kind of a combination of multiple characters in the books, like when it was originally written. I think it was kind of like let's tie all of these people together into one guy. But what was I going to say? The Emily Blunt has grown on me tremendously over the last year or so. I don't know why, and I don't know. I think it was to go back to Marty Sklar. He shut down the conversation of, or elevated the conversation, rather, of the pirates changing and evolving, because Walt always changed everything in the park, and that was his mission statement when the thing opened. And so I'm kind of open to things. I mean, they're not burning all the copies of Mary Poppins, So So I'm excited to see
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it doesn't ruin anything. Tell me what you think the next chapter is.
Completely.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe it is gonna open, doors or minds of kids that never wanted to see the original or saw it, or
totally.
So who knows? I don't know. Totally. I love it. Now on the IMDb there isn't anything about Julie Andrews, but I could also see them not saying anything, and then it being this huge surprise that she popped in, that was really cute. I didn't even mean to do that. God, I am fantastic.
What a pop in! You're gonna get a lot of pop ins,
but. Who knows? And I also think that she would do it. That she would be like, yes, I will do this and keep it a secret. And
I would sure hope so.
So we'll see. I would love it.
It's very cool.
Now on to something that I'm not too happy about. Which originally I was very excited.
I am excited. No, I'm not excited. What am I? Curious. I'm curious.
You're curious. But
2019. We're in our 2019 movies now.
Yes, the live action movie of Dumbo.
Yeah. March 29th.
Yeah.
So this is directed by Tim Burton.
Which then my excitement, live action Dumbo, because we love Jungle Book.
Yep.
Took a nosedive as soon as I heard that it was Tim Burton.
I am happy that Michael Keaton's attached to it, though, because I love Michael Keaton. I think he's playing like maybe the circus owner or something like that. Other than that, I don't think we know too much about it. I think Danny DeVito has been leaked as being involved in it. I think that I think there's been some other cast announcements, but the big thing was just kind of an announcement of Dumbo's underway.
Oh yeah, Danny DeVito plays Medici. Who is that?
Medici
or Medici?
Medici.
Maybe these are all like newer characters.
No idea. Yeah, I mean, there's really like 3 characters in the original Dumbo, right?
Right, and obviously, I guess.
Do you know Dumbo's like 54 minutes long? Like the cartoon?
Did you? I don't know if I ever told you this, but I watched it once as a child.
Yeah.
And then it was like outlawed in my house.
Uh-oh.
Because I was crying so hard that my parents could not console me.
Oh, was it the baby mine?
It was just everything. Like, I was so sad that like Dumbo was taken away from his mom. I was not like, why can't they be together? Like, I think I probably cried. Like, they were just hoping I would go to sleep.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So I've watched Dumbo once or twice and that was it.
Well, I hope it does well. But I'm not rooting against it.
I can see, here's my only like, okay, Tim Burton can be good at this, is that Dumbo is pretty creepy sounding. Like when you think about it.
Oh yeah, and the hallucination part of.
I always think of like the Pooh Bear Humphalump.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the Huffalumps. Yeah.
I always think of them, but it's like something
of
different. But that's
Dumbo.
That area or that like
that
drug induced
and the circus stuff. I think he's like kind of explored that in one of the Batman movies of like what a circus gang looks like.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it could be promising.
I mean, we're gonna see it.
Yeah, we're going to see it. Yeah, you already have our $40. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about making Emily and Nate in Portland, Oregon happy. Yes, we're going to go see it anyway. But, we will chat about it. So I guess maybe worry. I don't know.
But moving on to a different live action.
Oh, yes. This one, however, July 19th, 2019, The Lion King roars into theaters.
Oh, very good.
This is directed by Jon Favreau,
which is great.
Also directed The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And
that one was, like I said earlier, like we loved it. And
in a sequence, pretty close to the Circle of Life sequence in the original movie, was played at D23.
Yeah.
And the reaction afterward was that the animation is much better than the Jungle Book, if you can imagine that. And that it was great. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And that people are very excited about it.
And the voices are like that they have got.
They have legit voices.
Yeah. Donald Glover is playing Simba.
Yeah.
Like, let's just talk about how amazing that is.
Fantastic.
Billy Eichner is playing Timon, which.
It's fantastic.
Cracks me up because Timon that's a perfect character for him.
Yeah.
Like if he was ever going to voice something, like perfect. Seth Rogen is Puma.
Yeah. So think about Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen together,
just bantering off each other.
I really hope they're in. They got to be in the same room.
They have to for them.
Yeah.
And then James Earl Jones is again playing Mufasa, which is like what an exciting thing to get him to do again.
Amazing
that he's still alive, that he could do it, and
wonderful.
That he even was willing to do it.
It's great, but my favorite casting move
is
of
John
all time
Oliver is playing Zazu.
Oh, John Oliver!
God, like his sarcastic, cynical, like British voice. He's gonna be great.
Bird-faced goof.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's very exciting.
So that's the only people that they've announced to the public. But I think I feel like when big movies like this come out and they release some of the casting, you think kind of like for Beauty and the Beast. Like we're like, yes, on like, let's say 6 out of 10. Absolutely. But then there's that 4 that you're like, oh, well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how it is. But I don't have a we'll see on anything that's been announced yet. For Lion King, I think they're perfect. I think it's going to be great.
Very excited about Lion King.
I can't wait. We have a long way to wait, but I can't wait.
All the movies announced, except for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Lion King is the one I'm most excited to see.
Yes.
Speaking of cast announcements, let's move on to our TBD, our movies that have been announced but don't have release dates.
Yes.
The first one would be Aladdin.
Correct.
We love Aladdin. We love the movie Aladdin.
And we loved it when it was the live show in DCA.
Yes. Oh, we absolutely loved the live show in DCA. That guy would have been a great Aladdin. However, that's what I mean. Yeah, the genie. However, they have announced that our favorite actor, or no, I'm sorry, our least favorite actor.
I don't know what to call him, but Will Smith is playing the genie.
I really feel like this is 20 years late. Like if they couldn't have done,
I agree,
Robin Williams, then they would have gotten Will Smith, or like in '99 they would have cast Will Smith.
And also, I feel like it would have been better played by someone we don't know.
Also, coming out with no release date, Mulan has been confirmed as a live action movie. There was some speculation.
Yes, it has been confirmed, and now they're saying sometime 2018.
Oh, really? They're moving it up. Huh?
But that's also,
yeah.
Who knows? I think they're hoping it comes, like they can get it filmed and done and out in 2018, but we'll see.
Sure.
Just because look at everything that's already coming out 2019.
Oh, there's
but they also could push it back to 2020 at this point.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing. There's no cast confirmed.
Yeah, these could all be 2020. The final TBD announcement, and then we'll get the heck out of here. We'll close down the D23 announcements. The Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
There's going to be a live action Jungle Cruise movie
with
The Rock.
Dwayne
Johnson.
The Rock Johnson.
Wait.
We're going to get Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne The Rock. Okay.
Drain the Swamp Johnson.
Gross. Now, I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited about this. I don't want to get too far into this, but I'm very excited because it is a movie based on a ride.
Yeah.
Which that's why I loved Pirates.
Yeah.
And I think that even though the movie then influenced the ride,
I have no emotional.
Do you know what I'm saying?
This is a terrible thing for a Disney theme park to really a Disney theme park fan to Disney theme park super fan to really announce. I have no emotional connection to the Jungle Cruise.
I love the Jingle Cruise.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yes,
that was, and I understand the backside of water. I think that's kind of
the little corny jokes.
You can't get rid of that, just like you can't get rid of We Wants the Redhead, and in some respects.
Does it say who The Rock is playing?
Oh, he's playing the boat. They get on him and they pilot it down the river.
He's probably playing the skipper or the captain of the boat.
I think he's playing the Trader Sam.
I wonder if it'll be like that African Queen.
He has a 2-for-1 sale, They give you 2 heads for one of yours. Oh man, why wasn't I a skipper in my previous life?
You could have. That's what you could have done when you lived in California.
I went to school. Well, no, I didn't go to school. I had a good time. Yeah, I could have been a skipper. Oh, Skipper Nate. Skipper Nate. Oh, he'll get the point in the end. The backside of water.
This is pretty good that you remember these, because I don't remember them until I'm there.
Remember I shared that thing with you? I'm sure they don't do it anymore. Disneyland had a breakfast on the shore of Jungle Cruise, and then you got to go on a boat for it was $300 or something.
I didn't think it was on the shore. I thought it was
yeah, maybe it's just some back area. I don't even know.
I think.
But you had breakfast down there. You got in there super early, and then you learned the spiel, and then you got to pilot a boat. I'm sure you got say one line as you came up upon the
right.
thing, you know.
But it was like $400 a person.
If it was,
it did not last because I don't think people paid for it.
I don't think so. I don't think it turned into a thing.
Skipper Canteen.
I would have done that if we had the money. I would have said, "Yep, I will try to be a skipper for one time only." Anyway, well, should we skipper on out of here? And
we should, because this is going to be a long one.
It's a long one. All right, Emily, it is time to take our swag and get out of here. That's it for the D23 conference. Oh, I said D23.
I'm so proud of
you.
No,
it's the D23 conference.
It's
the D23 conference. I'm very excited to forget about this thing until 2019. Everybody out there, thank you so much. Don't forget about us. Don't you forget about us. My favorite Disney theme song is "Don't You Forget About Us."
I don't think that's the Disney song.
Don't.
That would be the Breakfast Club.
You. Oh, I got my fist in the air as I walk off into the field. Thank you so much for listening to our show. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, share it with your friends. We'd love to hear what you have to say about all of the new updates coming out, anything that you want to talk about. I don't care. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter at that's an @ Zip-a-dee-doo Revue, and you can check out our website at that's not an @ Zip-a-dee-doo-revue.com. On behalf of Emily and myself, I thought you might say something there. We're so happy you joined us, and we hope you have a zip-a-dee-doo-dah day.
See you later,
Bye.
alligator.
Oh, in a while, alligator.
It's crocodile. Bye.
The backside of water.